Hi Sagittarius, this is your June 9th through the 15th weekly tarot reading. We'll have 5 separate spreads in this weekly reading. In the first spread, we'll be looking at new love entering your life. Spread number 2 is for those of you who are already in a relationship or married. Spread number 3 will be on love from the past. In the fourth spread, we'll talk about your work, your business, and your finances. And the fifth, the final spread, will be what you're not expecting to happen this week. Please like, comment, and subscribe to support this channel. This first spread is on new love this week, Sagittarius. We have Judgment, clarified by the Seven of Pentacles. We have the King of Wands, clarified by the Nine of Swords. We also have the Ace of Cups, clarified by the Knight of Wands. In the potential outcome, we have the Queen of Wands with the Knight of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. And we also have the Six of Wands on the bottom of the deck. You're probably dealing with a fellow fire sign, Sagittarius. Aries, Leo, or another Sagittarius. Well, I gotta be honest with you, Sagittarius, it's one of those juicy readings. It's one of those readings that keeps you on the edge of your seat. Because I was like, oh my God, so what's gonna happen? You know, it's very suspenseful, I guess. So anyway, you're dealing with most likely a fellow fire sign, and let's talk about assumptions real quick. I assume you're the Queen of Wands. I assume you're dealing with this King of Wands. But you can assign the roles as you wish. But just to make it easier for me to interpret, again, you're the Queen of Wands, you're dealing with this King of Wands, right? But again, roles can be reversed. Yes. The answer is at the end going to be yes. But there's something pending. Before the two of you can be together, there's some kind of a prerequisite. Okay, let's talk about that. We have Judgment clarified by the Seven of Pentacles. Some of you are literally waiting for a judgment call. All right, somebody, and there's just so many ways to interpret it. I'm going to give it a shot. Perhaps one of you is still wrapping up a divorce. Again, it's just one of the scenarios. One of you could be waiting for the other person to wrap up a divorce. Right? For others of you, perhaps one of you is waiting for a visa to get granted to your person so they could enter the country. You know, it could be something international, right? For others of you, maybe this King of Wands is waiting for some kind of a decision being made. Perhaps they're moving, they want to move they want to move in with you, or they want to move closer to you, and they're waiting for to hear from their boss that it'll be okay for them to move so they could work remotely, or they could work out of another office, out of another location, right? There could be something else pending, right? With the Judgment card and the Seven of Pentacles, so there's definitely a waiting period for some kind of a decision, some kind of a judgment call, all right? The King of Wands is very stressed out about this whole thing. Right? The King of Wands is clarified by the Nine of Swords, and they're like, oh my God, what if it doesn't happen? Or they're like really stressed about this whole thing. If it's actually going to play out, if it's actually going to pan out, they're very worried about this, right? But ta-da! Here comes the Ace of Cups, clarified by the Knight of Wands, and we also have the Six of Wands on the bottom of the deck. For some of you, perhaps you're dealing with two people, and maybe the King of Wands is just one of them, and you're deciding between the King of Wands and another person, and you will end up deciding on the King of Wands. Again, just another scenario. Anyway, the Ace of Cups, clarified by the Knight of Wands. Finally, a breakthrough, right? The Ace of Cups is all about love. Right? It's the most loving, the most caring ace out of all 4 aces. The Knight of Cups in the middle of the potential outcome, same story, same deal. Also, the most loving and caring knight out of all 4 knights. But the Ace of Cups is clarified by the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands, as you've figured out, it's a fire sign indicator. Right? You're a fire sign, and they're probably also a fire sign. So somebody's fine, but to me, it's like a breakthrough. Finally, all of this is coming together. Where somebody's coming, there's going to be a decision made, the judgment call will be made, and it's a yes. Right? The Six of Wands on the bottom of the deck, it's a card of victory, success, feeling good about yourself, feeling good about what's going on. Okay? And back in the day, by the way, the Six of Wands used to be called the proposal card. Okay? It's also a card of attention. And in the potential outcome in the middle, we have the Knight of Cups. The first card in there is the Queen of Wands. Again, I assume that's you. And then we also have the Wheel of Fortune. right next to the deck. The Wheel of Fortune could be interpreted as many different zodiac signs, and actually Sagittarius is one of them. But at the same time, it could be a card of like literally going. It's a card of starting in a cycle. It could be a card of a very fortunate turnaround. So yes, at the end of the day, all of this will play out when pan out, Sagittarius. But there's some drama in the beginning. That judgment with the 7 Pentacles, it's like keeping that, at least the King of Wands is going to be all worried, all stressed out if it's going to be okay. Yes, it's going to be okay. All right, yeah, very interesting reading. Kept me on the edge of my seat. Really happy for you, Sagittarius. Congratulations. If you are already married or in a relationship, Sagittarius, this spread is for you. We have the 8 of Swords, the Page of Pentacles clarified by Temperance, the 10 of Cups, and the 8 of Wands on the bottom of the deck. So a couple of things that could be happening. Maybe you're going on a trip. Not necessarily this week, but at least this week you will start booking everything. Okay? You could also be buying something for your family. Okay? Yeah, those are the two main things, main scenarios I thought of. And it's something that's going to make you overthink it. Right, with the 8 of Swords. Or with the 8 of Swords, you're not sure what to do, where to go, what to buy, you know. But the Page of Pentacles clarified by Temperance, you'll know where to go and what to buy. Because the Page of Pentacles, it could be simply, you know, paying for something or buying something. It could be a child, by the way, right? The pages, it could be children. Temperance clarifying the Page of Pentacles, that's you, that's your major arcana card. On the bottom of the deck we have the 8 of Wands. It's a card of travel, it's a card of communication, alright? It's a card of back and forth communication, by the way. And then at the end we have the 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups is a family card, it's a card of the happily ever after card, it's a card of emotional fulfillment. So yeah, you're a little bit not sure, overthinking in the beginning with that 8 of Swords, but you'll know what to do, you'll know what to buy, where to go, what to buy for your family, you know, things like that. Alright? Cool. Let's see if anybody comes back from the past for you, Sagittarius, this week. Keep in mind it doesn't have to be the most recent ex. We have the Ace of Wands clarified by the King of Pentacles. We have the 4 of Cups, the World, and the 10 of Swords on the bottom of the deck. You could be dealing with an Earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. This is as straightforward as it gets, Sagittarius. You got this King of Pentacles coming in, coming back with that Ace of Wands offer. And it's a hard no. It's a hard no. Yeah, so the King of Pentacles is most likely an Earth sign. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or they may have some major Earth placements in their chart. They're coming in with that Ace of Wands, right? The Ace of Wands is all about passion, if you know what I mean. Right? If you can read tarot, you know what that Ace of Wands means in this case, for sure. This is them perhaps just wanting to spend do a little party with you over the weekend or one of those nights or days or what have you. And you're like, absolutely no. The remaining 3 cards, the 4 of Cups, the World, and the 10 of Swords on the bottom of the deck, this is you like 100% no. Like zero chance. Zero. You can change your mind, Sagittarius. You can, but those 3 cards are like 100% no. No way. No way. Go home. Go back to where you came from. You know, that's what this reading is all about. All right. Very straightforward, very direct, straight to the point. All right. Cool. Let's talk about your work, your business, and your finances, Sagittarius, this week. We have the Ace of Swords, the 5 of Swords, the 2 of Wands clarified by the High Priestess, and we have the 3 of Wands on the bottom of the deck. Here's what I want to say, Sagittarius. Usually, from what I gather, Sagittarius, usually before people quit their jobs, usually they have another job lined up. Okay? I'm saying this because this reading is not what I just said. This reading is talking about somebody, and by somebody I mean most likely you, quitting their job, and only after that they're starting to think what's next for them. Okay? Perhaps you've got a lot of money in the bank. Perhaps it just became unbearable and you're like, you know what, screw you all, I'm out. You know, you do what you got to do, Sagittarius. All right, but this reading is talking about perhaps you quitting your job, slamming the door on the way out, and only after that thinking, so what do I do now? What do I do next? Okay, yeah. The Ace of Swords and the Five of Swords, the first two cards. Yeah, deciding to quit. Deciding to quit. Leave. Like, for some of you, not even giving them a 2-week notice. Alright, and then you have the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is a card of, okay, so what do I do now? What do I do next? Alright, and the High Priestess, clarifying it, is a card of a secret, or maybe it's a card of intuition. Okay, we also have the Three of Wands on the bottom of the deck, so I think you will figure it out. Well, the Three of Wands is a card of somebody who made up their mind, somebody who made a decision. Alright, it could be happening, perhaps it's happening, perhaps somebody else is quitting their job and you'll be facing this situation. What do you do now? Do you want to hire somebody? Do you want to hire some new people, like 2 people instead of 1 person, or something like that? You know? Alright? Cool. Let's see what you're not expecting to happen this week, Sagittarius. We have the Two of Cups, clarified by the Four of Wands, the Eight of Wands, Temperance, and the Ace of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. I'll just cut through the chase, I guess. I think this is simply a repeat of the first spread. It kind of reminds me of that. It's like the same, I got the same tingling feelings. Right? The Two of Cups is a soulmate card. It's clarified by the Four of Wands, which is a kind of a commitment of marriage. Right? We have the Eight of Wands in the middle. It could be a card of communication or travel. It's also the Cupid's Arrows card. Temperance right next to the deck. That's you, Sagittarius, unless you're dealing with another Sag. Alright? And the Ace of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. Yeah, golden opportunity. It's also a card of a proposal, similar to the Six of Wands in that first spread. Okay, so yeah, that's what you're not expecting. All of this playing out, panning out, working out, them coming, you're coming over, some kind of a judgment call being made, and it goes in your favor, or something like that. Okay, or perhaps this whole thing will play out much faster than you thought. Alright, Sagittarius. So one exciting reading. So that's what I have for you for this reading for this week. If this video resonates with you, please like it. Please also comment and subscribe. And other than that, Sagittarius, have an amazing week.